fool. We commanding the block. Burgundy and gold got the city on lock. Hustling plays, they don't need to pretend. DC reppin' strong and we fight to the end. Commanders moving, no breaks, no pause. Hands in the dirt, respecting the call. K-Dot and the mid dissect the grind. District divided with a city in mind. Trying to dance why, don't miss a bit. And you gotta spread the words, so shit is shit. K-Dot.
Gonzalez looking to send Washington into the divisional round. Snap good, hold down, kick on its way. It is
Welcome, everyone, to Shades Monday, District Divided, a DC Sports podcast, more specifically a Washington Commanders podcast. I am of it. That is K-Dot. We fucking beat Tampa Bay. Like, subscribe, etc. Comment Mailbag. We're going to do it all. And K-Dot.
A-Train's here. He's struggling speaking into a microphone right now, apparently.
I mean, come on, man. 13 wins on the season.
Look,
13 wins.
light him if you got him. Light him if you got him. And share this shit. We are a team of destiny. It is us. We have JD5. We have the man. We've got it. We've got it, baby. House money. House money.
Share this shit. Light them if you got them. Guys, we got the post-game recap. Let's just get into it. We'll get to the Comment Mailbag in a bit as well. But the Commanders go on the road. By the way, mind you, the only road team up until this point to win a game this weekend. Just a heads up. I don't know if you know that. First rookie quarterback to win since Russell Wilson against another rookie quarterback in RG3, of course. But before that, it was Mark Sanchez in 2009. So making a little bit of history along the way. The 92-yard touchdown drive, first time since 1986 for a rookie quarterback. No big deal. JD5 is him. K-Dot, over to you. Again, 23-20. The doink. We will remember the doink for sure. But there was a lot that happened throughout the game. What were your thoughts? How are you feeling right now? What an electric victory at Tampa.
First and foremost, before we get into any critiques, before we get into anything as far as the game, we just got to understand what this is. The demons have been exercised. Just imagine right now. Close your eyes, everybody. Close your eyes. Imagine that there's this yacht son of a bitch sitting in the Mediterranean Sea watching primetime football. He knows, and he knows deep down in his heart. All it took was for his bitch ass to leave. We are victorious. Year one. Year one.
Year one.
Are you fucking kidding me? Year one. Look at this shit. You see Jayden Daniels' stats right there? 25, 30, 268, 2 tutties. 2 tutties. Look, you remember we were historically, well, you know what, man? I'll mock myself. I don't know historically if a rookie can really go on the road and win. You know, it doesn't really happen all that much. Tampa Bay, they've been on a bit of a roll. Didn't matter. Did not matter. Fuck them boys. We them boys. Dude, this is fucking awesome. Look, we might get fucking steamrolled in Detroit. Who gives a shit? And you know what? In all honesty, I don't even feel like we're going to get steamrolled. You know why? We got him. We got him. He's on our team. JD5. JJ who? Fuck off. JD5. Dude, this is the shit. I don't care where everybody's going to remember this moment. This is a huge moment. This is the dawn of a new era. You remember that run at RG3 against the Vikings, right? Everybody remembers Alfred Morris going off against the Cowboys. You remember the Taylor Heineke diving for the pylon. But we'll remember year one of him. And we are already headed to the divisional round. Are you fucking kidding me?
K-Dot. I mean, so I went to Walters in Navy Yard, and just to watch the game, I was like, you know what? It's a big moment, right? Like, let's watch the game out. Normally, just for full context, I like to watch at home. I like to watch alone just because I'm so locked in and I just want to enjoy that without any interruptions, anyone not focused on the game, etc. So props to the people at Walters. They were all locked in. And just the energy when Zane Gonzalez's kick went in. And then it dawns on you. First playoff win in 19 years. Okay, so there's plenty of analysis to come, of course. But first playoff win in 19 years. And it hits everyone at the same time. People are dancing. People are celebrating. Kid, I played the video at the very beginning. I'm jumping up and down. Like, it was truly, I don't know. Like, what am I trying to say? The Nats won the World Series. Is not that, of course. Like, the Caps win, the Stanley Cup. Not that, of course. But, like, it's damn close because this is a sleeping giant of a football town. It is a sleeping giant of a football town. And it was as loud as I've heard a bar in ages. People were, once again, dancing, celebrating. People were taking shots. People were hugging. No one knew anybody. But that's what it means to the city. We've got a rookie quarterback that goes on the road and wins that game, right? This isn't your Mark Sanchez win that I cited earlier, where a lot of the time he's just handing the ball off to Sean Green, for example, and he's riding a top 5 defense that Rex Ryan is coaching. No, like, we knew Jayden had to do all this, and that's how special he is. Again, Kata, can you pull up the box score, please?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 25-35, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also carried the ball 13 times for 36 yards. We told you guys beforehand that, hey, in the playoffs, this is what is required, whatever it takes. 35 minutes, 26 seconds of possession on the road. No turnovers on the road. Only 5 penalties on the road. Did we get Terry involved? Of course we did. 7 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. It's a special night. It's a special night. It's a special win. We're playing with house money. I mean, sorry. I know. Maybe not the best episode of all time, but you're getting raw authenticity.
Oh, fuck that.
I mean,
this is the greatest episode we've ever done. You know why?
It's unbelievable.
The vibes, baby.
We're recording at 1 a.m. Like, this was unbelievable. I know we both predicted a win, but to actually experience the ebbs and flows of the game, and you all are there with us, this was special. He is special. This team is special. And we're playing with house money as we go on to Detroit. So now, K-Dot, let's go ahead and actually talk about the game.
Yes.
Let's talk about what we liked. We don't even need to talk about what we didn't like. That could maybe be the all-22, for example, because this is
we're going to get into some of it.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. We can keep it positive for now. So, like,
start with the positives.
We start with the positive. Number one, Jayden Daniels, unflappable in a lot of moments here in this game. Anytime we needed something to happen, he was right there with it. I know that. So while you were there at the bar, I was in a basement of a friend's house, a bunch of 30-something-year-old couple fathers, baby sleeping upstairs, so we couldn't yell too loud. Although there were times that we just couldn't help it. And just check the baby monitor real quick to make sure we didn't fuck up. Like, there were moments like that. But I tell you, I looked across the room. I looked around the room, and there was about 7-something minutes left in the fourth quarter. Tampa Bay had just scored. I said, hey, it looks like we might be the last guys with the football. And they're like, what do you think? I was like, did you see the last 2 drives that we had? That's all we need, baby. We want to have the ball last. And they're like, oh, I said, walk off. We'll walk off. And I'm telling you, the moment that I know that that's what it's setting up to be, that I have to rely on Jayden Daniels and the rest of these guys to get the shit done when it matters most, when their backs are against the wall, when it's 3rd down, when it's 4th down, when they really got to drive down the field and this is do or die. This is when they kick it into high gear. I mean, you saw Tariq on Collinsworth played that fucking highlight reel of all the last minute shit. And it's just like, this is who we are. Like, it's nuts. Like, usually you remember, like, the cardiac cats, and you get the Pittsburgh Steelers, like, went on that run where they only won by 1 score. The Vikings had that. Nothing like what it is you're seeing right here with this, which is like the last thing. This is like Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, sort of like, look, once again, I ain't comparing them yet, but I'm just saying from a clutch standpoint, you always say in the playoff, like, you don't want to give those guys the ball with a couple minutes left in this game. And ain't even that. You don't want to give us the ball with 7 minutes left in the motherfucking game. Like it might be daylight. It's over for you. And to see that we got it when we needed to, when there was a lot part of this game that was just sloppy. And he was a lot of, look, I don't love the idea of Jayden being our savior and getting everything done, but goddamn, boy showed us more broad than I know, because it's nuts. Because running game, not there for you, buddy. O-line, little suspect. Defense, Marshawn Lattimore.
Oh, let's talk about it now. Let's talk about it now. This kid got murdered. Mike Evans, honestly, now that we've won, go ahead, grab your flowers, take a bow. Marshawn, first game back from the hammy. Oh, my Lord, it looked like it. It looked like it. If you had, a lot of people like to target Benjamin St-Juste. If you had put Benjamin St-Juste in that position instead of Marshawn Lattimore, I think it looks the same. Honestly, based on the perception of St-Juste, that the fan base has. Like, Marshawn, man, he got cooked.
The thing is that you put, I don't know how it could be worse. So like
that's the thing.
They threw the ball to him. He got the yards he wanted to get. Okay. Like that's kind of where it came down to, right? Like you didn't stop this man from doing anything he wanted to do. Yeah, look, man, we've said it, like even in that Eagles game where AJ Brown kind of got the best of Marshawn, right? They were targeting his ass. Like there is a certain element of like, everybody's kind of like, okay, Marshawn Lattimore coming off the hamstring injury. What do you have? And so far, not a lot. The first game that we give him props for, but they didn't throw his way. They didn't test him. And that every other time he's been out on the field, they're like testing. I'm sitting there watching the game and everybody's like, oh man, what do you got? I'm like, if I'm Todd Bowles, if I'm letting go after him.
Test the hamstring. Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you just attack him? Like, you're seeing his confidence just go to nothing. Like, and thank God, like, I think it went on too long. But you remember in the pregame, me and you had a little friction when I said, when it comes to Mike Evans, you might need to double team or something.
Yes.
You know what we need to do? And what did they do? Marshawn, you need help. It's time to double team.
Yeah, if I may, about midway through the second quarter, I said to myself very quietly, K-Dot was right. And then went, we need to double that, man. Because this is not working. This is not working. To your point, you were 100% right. We need to double him. 7 catches, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Mike Evans on 7 targets. Had a near flawless game, not including the pass interference in the end zone.
Yep.
So, like, he played great.
He had a phenomenal game. It's just look, they were able to do just enough, which is what we're at. We're on the margins. Like I said in the pregame, this is going to be a game that might come down to a turnover. I trust Baker to possibly turn it over more than I trust Jayden to turn it over. And what ended up happening? Baker Mayfield turned the fucking ball over, and there you go. Night.
And what did he turn it over on? It was fresh off of a 4th down that we did not convert.
Mm-hmm.
But K-Dot, we talk about the identity. We talk about who we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about these 4th down decisions, because all the way through lockstep, and I'm sure you were there with me. I know we didn't watch together. I loved it. I loved each and every one of those 4th downs. We went for it, and I think we were beginning to develop an identity short-term and long-term simultaneously. Every decision to me was correct. Over to you.
I'll be completely brutally honest. As I've said at different points this season, I want us to be the team that you saw tonight. I don't have the balls of Dan Quinn and his team, because there were moments of, I think I might just take the points. Like everybody around me, like, but you said 4th down. I'm like, yeah, I know, but like points. And I'm kind of scared. And it was like, no, this is what I loved. I love the aspect that even me and my delusion and people were coming after me about, you can't go after 4th down all the time. And it's like, Dan Quinn is taking over. These motherfuckers are taking over, realizing, yeah, this is who the fuck we are. And they believe it even more than I believe it. Like that is what I want to see. I want to see this team get into a standpoint in which they just know this is what we're going to fucking do. And they did it. Like, of course, there were a lot of things as far like there were turnovers on downs. I don't know what's going on with the offense in the red zone. There definitely some stuff that they need to work on, some aspect stuff. But just that fighter's spirit mentality. That to me is what allows you to be the team when your backup is against the wall and you got a few minutes left in the game to know, oh, we're going to do this thing. Like it prepares you throughout the game mentally to be that team that nothing's going to be too big for us. Like give us another opportunity. Like I see this team, if they don't convert on fourth down, they are chomping at the bit to get another opportunity for it. I almost think sometimes they don't even want to convert on third down because they want to prove that they want to convert on fourth down. I honestly feel that. Like I do feel as though this team is just, this is who we are. It's hard to believe. It doesn't feel sustainable. But motherfucker, let's ride this bitch till the wheels fall off. Run the table. I ain't stuttering. Run the table. Yeah. You gonna run this fucking table until I got a reason. No, we ain't gonna run the fucking table.
If y'all thought that when K-Dot said run the table, that was in reference to the regular season, you are deeply mistaken. Because we are going to continue to run as long as we can until someone tells us we cannot. Want to shout out the defense. We had talked about in the preview episode. I was like thinking of the word. By the way, A-Train is on the mic right now.
Big time.
Big time. So
smack tonight. But it was victorious. They were happy smacks.
Okay, you need to calm down. 23-20, the under hit.
What you say about Jayden, bitch?
But hey, listen, you know how much
bitch.
You know, hey, listen, you know how much I fucking love Jayden Daniels, man. Since December, when we started doing the exercise of if you have a top 3 pick, what are you doing? But defense. Let's talk about defense. We've talked about the quarterback some. We can talk about him a bit more after this as well. And I'd love to, of course. But the defense. Holding Tampa to 20 points on the road. Generating the turnover. Yes, it was a self-inflicted mistake from Tampa, but still pouncing on it and making sure that you get that opportunity. Hats off to them. Because entering this game, you will not find a single podcast. You will not find a single national media outlet. You won't really find anybody that went, we're going to shut Tampa Bay down. Holding them to 20 points is as close as you get. Like, that was awesome for the defense. Bucky Irving, 17 carries, 77 yards. That's 4.5 yards per carry. That's actually generally good. Baker Mayfield, 15 of 18, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, 146.5 passer rating, and a QBR of 62.7. These are good numbers. So I just want to be clear. Tampa Bay generated good numbers, but when it mattered, this defense did step up. And so I want to give them their flowers. It was only the 10 points allowed at halftime, and that's a credit to the offense as well for sustaining long drives and limiting Tampa Bay to only so many drives that they had. But nonetheless, hats off to the defense for doing just enough so that we could win this game. What did you make of the defense outside of Marshawn Lattimore, K-Dot? Because I know he had a rough game, of course, and we talked about it. But, like, what did you make of the rest of the team?
Defense needs to be better. Like, it's just there are a lot of things on the defense that just concern me.
Of course,
I see Tampa Bay, Detroit coming up. Like, that terrifies me. What I look at is going in. I don't like to. I try to be humble, but I gotta tell you, if you watch the pregame, I feel like a fucking prophet over this bitch. So, like, the best defense is your offense not allowing Tampa Bay to do what they want to do.
Complimentary football.
And the thing is, Tampa Bay, if you look at it from a stat standpoint, they were kind of doing what they wanted to do. Bucky Irving, if he gets more carries, that's a good stat line to me. I look at like the yards per play, 6.5. That's decent fucking yards per play. Like, it's just an element of, like, you look at those long drives that we went on and just keep them at bay. And you're right. The defense stepped up when they needed to. When you're riding that razor's edge that we're riding on, right? Mm-hmm. All it takes is 1 or 2 stops to be the outcome of a game, right? All it takes is the 1 or 2 stops to be the complete outcome of a game. So, like, there are those moments where they needed to step up and they did, I don't know if I'm like Bobby Wagner, good job getting on the football, but Baker kind of turned that shit over. There were a lot of times that Tampa Bay, I don't know the split between defense and offense as far as penalties went, but I could see that offensively, Tampa Bay was shooting themselves in the foot in some really, really inopportune times and putting themselves behind the sticks when they didn't need to, right? So, like I give I give our team overall credit for taking advantage of when your enemy's making a mistake, don't interrupt them. So like there is an element of that. But yeah, the one thing I will give the defense credit for, and we already kind of touched on it, was the adjustment that they made over the course of the game. So realizing, Marshawn, we got to help you out. That's big. Also, you can notice when Daron Payne was out, and I know that he should have brought the player, he dislocated his finger.
Mm-hmm.
You could see that our rush defense kind of went by the wayside. The Daron Payne on the outside bit that we've been talking about in the All-22, kind of crucial for what it is we're doing, right? So, like, yeah, I mean, look, they did just enough, but it's just, if you look at that and you extrapolate that if the offense doesn't do what they need to do as far as just keeping them away from the fucking football, if you extrapolate those numbers over the course of like more time, I don't know. It's just the way I've felt about this team for the last few weeks, right? I go all the way back to the Tennessee game where I'm like, if Tony Pollard had more carries, it'd be looking a little different. And then I look at the Philadelphia game. If Saquon Barkley had more carries, it'd look a little different. I just still feel that way. But once again, you're rocking the razor's edge, right? So it doesn't take much. It's that bend but don't break sort of situation, right? It's that take. All you need is to stop right there. Get to stop right there. Or what I also give them credit for is not snowballing the way that they typically do, which is like one bad thing happens and then it all just goes to absolute dog shit. I think they did a better job as far as that went over the course of this game. But like, if I'd say, I'll put it to you this way. If the offense doesn't run out the clock and Baker Mayfield gets the ball one more time, with let's say a minute and a half left.
There's no faith.
Right? So like that's where I'm saying. It's like, I just need the defense just has room. So like, and it's the thing that's kind of,
They got room.
They
got a mansion. I know I shouted them out for being great, but also like, yeah,
it's a fucking warehouse. It's like here's the thing that's bittersweet. I have fallen in love with this team. These are Commanders, guys. Like, these are Commanders. And yet, the entire time watching the game, I got a shopping list for Adam Peters as far as what we need to do. I'd like all these guys to stay, but there are definitely upgrades we need to make. And I'm looking across the team like, hey, we need that. We need that. Marshawn Lattimore. That's not it. We need that. We need this. We need that. Also, one other thing. I want to flip back on offense for a second because I am excited to watch the All-22 on this particular one, and especially offensively. Because early on in this game, I didn't think Jayden looked particularly good. And I do think that it was because of something I mentioned in the breaking down the pregame, which is what Todd Bowles was doing early on in the game, which was not blitzing at the level at which he typically blitzes. Mm-hmm. And when he was dropping guys back, it was just, you could just tell everybody was just off kilter with it. It's like, you're supposed to be blitzing us, you son of a bitch. And Todd's like, I'm not going to do that yet. She's not going to do it. Like, it was, shout out Todd Bowles. I actually thought he did a damn good job as best as he could.
They did not blitz nearly as much. No. And actually, it was sort of what we had talked about. If we are Todd, we're not blitzing as much just to give Jayden a different look. And so I think he actually did a pretty nice job of mixing it up.
100%. And then finally, a little later on in the game, they were like, all right, we have to start bringing stuff. So I give them credit. Like, there is a blueprint right now. I can walk you through the blueprint of what it is you're supposed to do to affect Jayden Daniels. The thing that I give Jayden credit for is that he doesn't fucking give up. And and I give Cliff Kingsbury a lot of fucking credit, is when he starts seeing them get into that mode, boom, bap, starts coming back. It's not allowing Jayden at certain points, even in this game. I think there was an out to Zach Ertz. Do you see Jayden does that pump fake bullshit that I hate? Where it's not a pump fake. It's, I don't like it. It's like, no, you had it. You had it. I do think the All-22 is going to show me early on in this game that there were a lot of opportunities that were just missed. And I don't say that really critically of Jayden in the sense of like, get it right. It's more like, when he does figure that part out, when we see a lot more of the, even though it was across his body, the run towards the line of scrimmage and throw, when we start seeing that become just a part of his game, NFL, it is over for you. It's fucking over for you. It's done. It's a done deal.
And to your point, and now we're, of course, back in the Jayden conversation. Not everyone is built for the playoffs. And he's shown time and time again in big moments in the regular season, hey, I can make shit happen. But it's different in the playoffs.
100%.
And yet again, he showed I can make things happen. And so when KDOT says it's over for the NFL, there is now backing to it. We will take a very simple example here. Justin Herbert, he's been in the league. He got drafted in 2020, right? Does not have a playoff win, right? Like you can throw a pretty ball. You can play well in the regular season. It's different come playoff time. For people that are Lamar doubters, and he's starting to turn around for sure, just to be clear. And you and I are always like, hey, we love Lamar. No, but for those that don't, like for the longest time, you had an argument. Hey, maybe he has his worst game of the season in the playoffs. This kid in the NFC, Jayden Daniels, is going to be around for a while. And he's special. And we've said it over and over and over again. We've said it before we even drafted the kid. This kid is special. And so when KDOT says, hey, when he figures out this little out route, just as a simple example, it's over. Take that warning very seriously, because this is year one of the recalibration. It's a rebuild. Like, this is nuts. This is nuts. This is truly house money. This is nuts. He had no run support, just to be clear. If you combine Eckler and B-Rob, I'm doing some quick mental math right here, 18 carries, 43 yards. What are we talking about? That's like around 2 yards a carry. He had to do everything on offense, and he did. Unbelievable effort from the kid. Unbelievable, KDOT.
I mean, we kind of alluded to it in the pregame. At least I've said I don't like our rushing offense outside of Jayden Daniels.
Throw to set up the pass. And we did.
You saw that.
And it didn't work anyway.
Right. But there was a lot more short pass. And shout out to Austin Eckler, who had a great game as far as the especially receiving out of the backfield. There were going to be opportunities there, and I'm glad that they finally got around to taking them. I do think that they were there early. I just think that Todd Bowles did a damn good job disguising what it is he was disguising, and it gave us some worries. But when you talk about it being a rookie quarterback, you look as far as all the veterans, the ones that don't have playoff wins, Jayden already has his one. The other thing that I want to also just make sure that people understand is it's not just getting the win. As you said, like Mark Sanchez gets a win, but it's mostly just handing the fuck football off, which I'm not going to take anything away from him. He still had to make plays.
Still had to do
plays.
Thing,
but
of course.
I can't recall a rookie quarterback putting the team on his back. On his back. There's nothing helping him. Like he had to put the team on his back to make shit happen. That play to set up that first down conversion to set up that field goal, that run and that dive, that is going to be something just buried in my brain for as long as I live. Because that to me was just absolutely, I need this. I'm going to get this. There's nothing going to stop me from fucking doing this. Let it happen. Like I'm making it happen. And like that to me is like, that is Jayden Daniels. And that is to see that the mental stuff is there, to see that the clutch gene is there, to see all these things, the leadership, all these stuff that maybe I even questioned at certain points before the fucking season, but to know he has all that in fucking spades. He's got the toolbox that is unlike anybody's toolbox. But when he just gets more time to learn, what the fuck does the ceiling look like? I don't know. I can't compare it to anything.
No, again, he's truly special, KDOT, and we're going to see how this continues to progress for the whole team, for him, etc. But what a season it's been so far. It's so thankful for it, and I know you guys are too, because this is truly, it feels like a movie. It honestly feels like a movie, what we're going through right now, and I'm so thankful for it, and I know you guys are.
It'd be an unbelievable movie. It'd be like
it truly would. The script will get turned down.
Like it's just like it would just be. You watch a movie like this is corny as fuck.
Yeah, like this isn't real.
Shit. It's fucking nuts. And just imagine what he's going to look like when T. Higgins is in the burgundy and gold. And Ashton Gentry's coming out of the backfield, baby. Woo!
Real quick, if there were any doubts or like there was like it's a fun sort of bar topic, if you will. Who had the better rookie season, CJ Stroud or Jayden? It's Jayden officially. In case it wasn't already clear, It's Jayden. He now has a road playoff win, something CJ doesn't have yet. Maybe he does next week, but Jayden's already got a road playoff win. Nuts.
And the only person in the conversation this year was Bo Nix.
So yeah, thanks for playing, bud. Any final thoughts here before we go to the comment mailbag?
Recalibration, my ass. This is the shit, bro.
This is the absolute shit. So without further ado, we go to the comment mailbag featuring an intro from our very own Nikki.
Comment mailbag time, motherfuckers. District divided, ain't got time for no suckers. Spread the word, get in line. OGs and new G's, it's your time. And spread the gospel, cause this shit is divine. Yeah.
Thank you, as always, for that intro, Nikki. We begin with DJ Turner. Shout out, DJ Turner. All the NFC games are classic late 90s / early 2000s playoff rematches, but this time all 3 road teams are going to win. The national discourse around the Lions' defense on Sunday Night Football is dumb. If Darnold makes normal reads, throws, he has 3 or 4 touchdowns. Look at the all-22. In reference to the coaching style discussion, not even Belichick could survive a 4-win season. Mike Tomlin might be the only coach who's untouchable, but even he would probably get fired or traded to like the Raiders if the Steelers had back-to-back last place finishes. K-Dot, your reaction?
I'm not ready to have a full-blown Tomlin conversation or anything. I'm getting uncomfortable because of how much I love this man. So I'm not touching that. I'm not ready for that convo about anything.
Fair enough.
I also think even if the motherfucker could go winless, and I'd still want him back the following year. That's just me. That's just me and Mike Tomlin. The Lions situation.
That's the one I wanted to chat with you about.
So that's the one that, like, I will tell you, after watching the Vikings-Lions game, do you know what my big takeaway was?
What?
I think the Vikings will beat them if they play again.
Okay.
That's what I thought. So, like, to me, it was, but it's contingent on one big thing. It's a giant, huge, gaping thing. What is Sam Darnold going to do? So, like, they're right. Like, I could see that in real time watching the game. It was just Darnold was having a bad day, and Detroit pounced on it. The only thing that gets me, and like we're about to start getting into Detroit mode, so there's going to be a lot. Is they got guys coming back. And that, to me, is only the thing that helps them, right? So, like, Montgomery coming back on offense helps them quite a bit. And once again, we talk about that complementary football. If they just get into a situation where they're able to, if you're able to blink and you're down 21 points, good luck. Like, because they're going to be able to do what they want to on defense just a little bit better. So it's like, you can't play into their hand. But I still do think from a war of attrition standpoint, Detroit has just, it's gone too far. But their offensive talent can still mask a whole lot of shit. I just think in the playoffs, that's not sustainable.
I'm with you there, K-Dot. And of course, not all 3 road teams won. By the time you're seeing this, 1 road team has won. The Packers lost. Commanders win. Vikings could still win. NFC is wide open. We've talked about this many, many times. NFC is wide open from you don't have your Mahomes, Lamar, Allen in there. So it's open from that perspective. I think Detroit, head and shoulders, probably the best team, right? 15-2, amazing season. They've overcome all the injuries. But outside of that,
I like Minnesota.
There you go. Exactly. So K-Dot's talking about a 5 seed that he really likes, right? So, like, it is.
I mean, come on. It's a 5 seed, but geez.
Nonetheless, it's true. It's true. Look, I think it's unfair. The NFL is talking about it. They've got.
I like the way it is.
Change it. I was going to say they should not change it. But it's what we're talking about. And you love the Rams. The Vikings are going as your Rams.
I love the Rams. I don't love everything that's happened in LA. Once again, that whole LA situation just still hearts and prayers. Like, it's my mind's been on that a lot. No. But if you look at just what's happened over the course of the day, right? The Commanders still look like probably one of the worst teams, but we still won, right? So, like, we won. Eagles didn't look particularly good against Green Bay.
They did not.
Like, at home, like, yeah. So, I mean, it's just, some things are looking kind of interesting. And then Lord knows what tomorrow's going to look like. There was a lot of bad football. The Commanders game was by far the most interesting game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We go over to Vindo. Shout out Vinda OG over there. 42-38 Washington, double OV. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Ovechkin now, who's close to the record. Double OT win. MVP, Jayden Daniels, 28 of 48, 301 yards, 5 touchdowns, 89 rushing yards. Not quite what happened. And also, maybe some people have a heart attack if it goes to double overtime, but we win nonetheless. Kid, out your reaction.
Yeah, because once again, I don't like the idea of Baker and that offense having the football again, knowing that they got to score a touchdown. Like I don't like our chances if there's one drive that ends that. But once again, if we're the ones with the ball with the chance to do it, I like our odds every time, right? It's just you gotta be in that particular situation to make that happen. It's a little.
We got a Big Papa Grizzly shout out. The East runs red, so share this shit. That was fire. Okay, 3 fire emojis with that. That's what Big Papa Grizzly's got to say. Listen, absolutely loved it, and kudos to you, K-Dot, for making that. That was fantastic.
I appreciate it. I don't like it that much, but I really appreciate everybody loving it. Like your reaction blew me away. Like, yeah, I was kind of
like, oh, I just sort of did that. No, it was incredible.
I mean, yeah, look, come playoff time, you can expect something new song fucking every week at this point. Like I'm feeling it. But yeah, that was like my third attempt, which is usually it takes more than 3.
Well, you're gonna love this next one. This comes from Next Revelation. Shout out. Where can I find that intro song? And I don't know if that's in reference to our typical intro or what you did with the video. So, Kata, where can Next Revelation find that?
Nowhere. So, like, now maybe get into a situation where I could get them somewhere, because I do have longer versions. I do have like our true intro. I have a full version. It's just I haven't really. Yeah, I mean this. When you hear a clip, they're part of something bigger. I try to write verses and choruses and try to put a song together. Yeah, it's just my life's weird. That's what I do for fun.
All right, we go to Big Papa Grizzly one more time. Shout out. The faith I have in this team to continuously amaze me can only be rivaled by the faith A-Train has that his counter will always be, quote, kind dusty, end quote. This team hasn't lost to the same team twice all season. Sorry. It's a good comment. The longer this season has gone on, the more this team has felt like the team of destiny that so many talking heads had dubbed earlier on. Commanders win 31-28. It's a 3-point gap. And Big Papa, you called it. And K-Dot, 3-point gap. You called it. You said 27-24. Your reaction to the comment?
It's so strange to the amount of times that we've won in these sudden death moments, right? I'm not numb to it yet. Like it's very much like
pretty heavily.
But it's just like that's who we are, but I don't understand what that means. Like I just don't get it. Like I don't understand how. If anyone were to tell me that a team would have done it this many times over the course of the season, I was like, that's bullshit. Like it can't look like that, can it? And it's just like it feels like we're playing Madden. We've got like a cheat code. Like
Bro,
it's just
we've talked about it. The movie script would get turned down. I'm serious. Like the movie script would get turned down. It's like, and we're gonna have another fourth quarter comeback. Also, we're gonna complete a Hail Mary. They're like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Like you're not.
Can you imagine if we do that? If we win a Super Bowl this year, every single game is a walk off. like what the fuck?
Do you realize? Okay, just let's play along. Let's say we somehow win it. Every team from pick 1 on is like, we can win next year. Like it literally, like everything changes. Everything changes forever. Well, the Commanders did it the one time. Like it, like literally everything changes.
I will say, if it happens, it will confirm 2 things for me. It'll absolutely solidify and confirm 2 things for me. It was a good thing we changed the name, and Dan Snyder is literally Satan.
You will not find me disagreeing with either.
Literally Satan. Like he's...
yeah, I mean, yeah. We go to Big Papa Grizzly with another one. the hour, 8-minute, and 8-second mark. And just once again, Big Papa, shout out, man. Really appreciate you listening to the entirety of these episodes. So I know you're listening right now. So Big Papa, here comes your other comment. I have been wearing the same hoodie and slipper sock combo since we played Tennessee. They will be on this Sunday night, even though I will be at work watching diligently when my boss can't see me. 2 thumbs up over there for Big Papa Grizzly. Big Papa, hope you found the time to watch this game while you were working, buddy, because this was amazing. First playoff win in 19 years. K-Dot, over to you. Your reaction.
Doing the same thing, man. Every Sunday, I wear these glasses. I go to Cheesesteak and Company. I get a large original cheesesteak with grilled onions, mushrooms, hots, sweet peppers, no sauces or anything because it's good with the Cooper Sharp American cheese. And I house that motherfucker for the 1 o'clock game. And I know everything's right. And if I have to leave the house or anything, I only wear my gray champion hoodie. Like it's
perfect.
This motherfucker's starting to shrink because I'm watching it. Like it's this is just I'm rocking this shit. This is what happened. And if I'm home, it's flip flops with white socks. But if I'm out, it's my Washington football team socks that somebody gave me for Christmas. I'm keeping it rocking, man. And next Saturday, I'm kind of worried because it's supposed to be in DC. I got to figure out how I'm gonna get a cheesesteak.
You better get the fucking cheesesteak.
I'm getting the cheesesteak. Let's go. I just got to figure out logistically, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it better. We go over to Jamal Bibi Sharbanwi. Shout out. Bucs have a good enough team to go all the way to the big game, and they play better in the second half. To win, we have to win the game in the first half with a big lead and have them chase us in the second half. Here's what I'll say. And I was, shout out to Andrew Lally. I was watching with him and a few others. So shout out them as well. But 10-10 at the half and we receive the ball second half. I'm signing up for that every single time. I think we played a really good first half. Again, defense, very, very limited opportunities to actually stop the Bucs. And for it to be 10-10, I know some people didn't feel great about it, but that was an excellent first half overall when we talk about complimentary football. K-Dot, over to you.
Yeah, I was watching with Mencia X, or I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, Pally for life at this point.
Pally for life, yeah, that's it. And I had to check him a couple times because I'm like, I don't like the negativity coming from you. Because at halftime, I went outside for a smoke break and he joined me. And I was like, he's like, oh, man, we're fucking this up. I'm like, it's a 0-0 game. I feel great.
And we're getting the ball.
We're getting the ball. I'm like, I feel, like, would I have wanted us to score a touchdown? Absolutely. But I'm like, I feel good about this. I feel we're right where we need to be. Like, there is so much time left. And that's even, like, I'm telling you, when 7 minutes came to go, and I looked around the room and I saw everybody getting all angry and depressed shit, I'm like, we have this.
Yep.
We got it. Like we got it. There's only one outside Redskins, Commanders, football team, whatever. There's only one other jersey I've ever owned from outside of our team, and it's a Tom Brady Patriots jersey.
Right.
Reason I own the Tom Brady Patriots jersey, number one, that motherfucker made me so much goddamn money in the playoffs over the course of how many years.
Paid for itself.
And that I remember Patrick Mahomes has reached that level where it's like, I don't question it. I don't look at the X's and O's. I don't care about the matchups. I don't care about
making this about Jayden? Go ahead.
Jayden's getting it. Like the idea that 7 minutes into a game, I can say, I'm not worried about it. Like is nuts to me. And the thing that's even nuttier to me, Tom Brady can't do what Jayden Daniels does. You can't just say, hey, there are 5 yards to get that first down, and I'm faster than everybody on the field. I'm going to get it myself. Tom couldn't do that. Tom was still relying on everybody else having to make a play. Mahomes is more, he can do anything, right? So I'm not saying Mahomes is, he's football God right now. Jayden's Jesus, but Mahomes is God, okay? Don't get it fucking twisted. I ain't picking nobody. The Chiefs are my lock, okay? I ain't picking shit over the Chiefs. But I was thinking to myself on the drive home because I had to drive from DC back to Baltimore, and I was driving like 90 miles an hour, 95. I was like, would I trust any of those guys with 7 minutes? Would I feel the same security that I do with 7 minutes? 2 minutes, yeah. Easy. But can they elongate a drive to 7 minutes without the rushing attack being what it needs to be? Can they just do it on their own? Maybe Mahomes, but definitely not Brady, which is fucking crazy. A rookie?
I mean, what, 17th ever start? Something like that? I mean, it's nuts.
Christ, man.
It's fucking nuts. We go to Sean Hollingsworth. Shout out. Found y'all a quarter way through the season and loved your honest, raw, and in-depth episodes. HTTR, HTTC, and hail to the Double D's. District Divided. Share that shit. Shout out Sean Hollingsworth. Really appreciate that comment. Get out your reaction.
Double D's are fine. I like an A cup every once in a while.
Of course. And we go over to Earl Bruce, who initially predicted that the Bucs would win in the prior comment mailbag. And this is before the game kicked off. Goes, okay, they upset the Bucs. You got me. You know what? I'm in. So Earl Bruce gets that in at the right time, buys the remaining shares of a Commanders W, because now we move on to the comment mailbag after the game. And we go over to Tony. Shout out Tony. Oh, gee. We won a playoff game. But seriously, we have a running problem. We cannot run. That's the problem, K-Dot, just to be clear. Why does Cliff refuse to use heavy personnel, lead blocker, or, I don't know, a fullback on obvious run plays, especially when it's 1 yard to go? A-Train's in probably cloud 9 right now, so K-Dot, over to you.
So I've said this on the podcast, and I was actually saying this as I was watching the game. I hate running out of shotgun. Fucking hate it. I hate it because of the delays and the handoffs. I hate it because the type of running back to actually have success in it is a particular type of back. Usually I want somebody that's more of a speedster than it is that I want somebody with power. Like there's a certain element that I just don't think. Number one, our offensive line is not as talented as some other offensive lines. It's just what it is. And then number two, I don't think our backs are that great, honestly. And also, I don't know if you were seeing early on in the game, but it looked like Eckler was having a problem knowing where to be lined up and stuff, which I don't know if that was something. So and we've seen that since he's been back. It's sort of like he's just kind of out of rhythm or out of.
Still had a great impact on this game, just to be clear. But yes,
no doubt, because that's the thing. It's like. Yeah, he still had an amazing impact. And we knew there was going to be space for him to do some stuff, but still, he played immaculately at certain points in this game. Yeah, it's like you go through large swaths of the game, and like Brian Robinson isn't in there because they're just looking for something. And I was like, we were walking around like, why isn't Robinson in? And I was like, maybe he's not as good as a pass pro as like McNichols is at this point. Like, I don't even know. There was a certain element of what we were doing with the rushing attack early on in the season that were very, very like, you don't know what was coming. And it didn't come out of a lot of different sets. It was just like we did a lot of wrinkles in what it is we're doing. And maybe it's just people are sniffing it out, but I also think defenses are kind of selling out against us on the run. And from a talent standpoint, we just can't overcome what it is they're doing. Heavy personnel is something I'd love to see. I'd love to see Ben Sennett in the backfield. There was a moment where we saw John Bates in the backfield a couple times in this game. Near the goal line, and we did some dumb shit, which I still don't understand what the fuck we're doing in the goal to go. I don't understand what the script is for goal to go. I just don't feel as though we have I don't think it's in the playbook necessarily to just have an under center. Let's just run it up the gut sort of thing. I just don't think they want more of that option for Jayden.
Yeah, I partially kid Tony when I say A-Train's on the mic and on Cloud 9, of course. I mean, that's 100% real, just to be clear. But the way I would answer this is, like K-Dot's saying, Cliff Kingsbury's got a certain, offense and a certain number of packages, a certain number of formations, etc. And a lot of stuff is just out of the gun. That's one. Two, I don't know that we actually have the personnel to be able to do the things that we as fans want to be able to do off of that. And so to K-Dot's point, it's just, I don't know, like, yeah, maybe we can be a little more inventive, but ultimately, spoiler alert, you're going to get this in the preview episode as well against the Lions. Wow, how cool is that? A preview episode against the Lions in the divisional round. It's going to be on Jayden again. It just is. Like, that's just what the situation is right now. The offensive line, decent in pass protection, not so great in run blocking right now. And Brian Robinson is not running well, even when the run blocking is good. So like it's a mix of things. It is a healthy mix of things. But that's just the current situation. We go to Coach Lombard. Shout out, Coach. Crazy fucking game. Congrats on the win and the divisional at Detroit. Barton's 2 early snaps arguably cost Tampa 14 points. I was absolutely right about Kalijah Cansey and the massive mismatch in the trenches, but none of that mattered. And perhaps that's the definition of an elite QB. Congrats on the win. Tampa's defense is really good. Coach, congrats to you as well. Taking care of as it turns out, pretty timid Green Bay Packers team, but you guys won as well. Get out your reaction.
I think Tampa Bay's defense has some real talent at certain spots. I'm not going to go as far as to say that I think they're really good.
I think they're underrated, though, based on the numbers.
I think they play in the NFC South. There were moments in the game, and all 22 is going to illuminate me. But yeah, offensive line, anytime any of these defensive linemen can flash across from a speed standpoint, any of the guys in the interior, they've won. Like they don't have it to recoup on that. It's just, I've seen it too many times. Like just if you got the speed to just flash across this, like there was 2 moments in this game where I was like, I got a little frustrated because ball gets snapped, guys are in the backfield, and I look and it's like Allegretti, Wiley, they're not touching anybody. They're just standing, like looking around. And I'm like, the fuck are you doing? Like, I was like, you just watched them go by. I was like, how did you watch 2 guys go by? You hit the second level, you're by yourself, just looking around like, oh, was I supposed to have him? I don't know if it's miscommunication, whatever. I don't understand what the fuck is going on with them. Well, I do understand. They are serviceable. I think they played above their station at times this season, but there are upgrades to be made. It just is. Again, but I will say, as far as the Tampa Bay secondary, I thought that there were moments in this game, and once again, they also need to be illuminating. I thought I wanted us to take more shots. Yeah, I was really like, and I understand the pass rush was kind of getting there, or whatever, but there were moments in this where I was like, just go at him. Let's just go. I felt like we were having success at it. Like I was just like, just go at him. I thought there was room there. I honestly do think there was some room there.
I agree with you. And we conclude, last but not least, Jess Santa with the final comment. Can't wait for Detroit, bro. We are fucking on one. Tampa played their asses off. We outlasted them, out physically performed them. We are the real deal. Brown and OZ looking legit. In the words of the worst band ever created, Detroit Rock City, get up. We are coming. Paint Detroit burgundy and gold. Let's fucking go. Hail to victory. Hail to the Commanders. Share this shit. Get out your reaction.
Gene Simmons sucks so much ass. He sucks so bad. I fucking hate that fucker. Yeah, man. Inside baseball. Nobody's gonna understand this reference for me. There was a cartoon on Adult Swim called Lucy, the Daughter of the Devil. And they had like 10 different intro songs that came in. You can Google it. There's a song, it sounds like it's just like a ukulele being played. It's called Paint the Town Red. And for some reason, that has been echoing in my brain. Thus, the East runs red and all the shit. I'm just saying, we're killing everybody. Like we're like there's blood in the streets, and it's because of us. And I'm kind of digging it. I feel it's destined, baby. We are a team of destiny. And if it doesn't happen this year, which it probably will, if it doesn't happen this year, just know, everybody, you're on watch. Because Jayden Daniels is coming to slay you and paint the town red with your innards.
Tell you what, no matter what, this has been one hell of a ride, and who knows what's to come. This was the show. This was District Divided DC Sports Podcast, more specifically, a Washington Commanders podcast. I am A-Train, let's be real. And that is K-Dot. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. It is basically 2 a.m. right now. So you're going to see this in a few hours. And thanks so much for listening. And if you enjoyed the episode, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment as you always do, and Kata.
Remember, when you are A-Train and you need to get through a podcast episode after going out all night, you got to use a little Bolivian candy. So thank you, Bolivian candy. Thank you for all the people that smuggled it in. Thank you for allowing us to have our post-game show.
Okay, just
very appreciative of all the people from the worker, from the people that process it, to the people that pick the plants, all of them.
Got a whole supply
You along with Jayden Daniels are truly the MVPs tonight. I appreciate you. Now share this shit and have fun. And it's movie time for me. I'm on one. Let's feel it. Let's go. Woo! Woo! Woo!
In DC, we're just hoping that you listen.